welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So this is going to be my yearly book haul part 2. So just a disclaimer again at the front in case you're starting at this part instead of the first part. A lot of these books I've already previously owned. I've just gotten them out to show you the books in the series, so in case you want to get that book in that series, you know if it does come from a series or what the books are in that series previously. So you sort of know which books to look for so that you can read the series. I wanted to do that just to make it a bit easier. A lot of these books I haven't gotten this year. This is not to make anyone feel bad or feel insignificant because you can't get something or whatever. These things I've just gotten, the ones that I have gotten, I've gotten a little bit over time, over the whole year. It's not just a November haul or something like that. I by no means have the money to just buy a whole heap of books at once. As I've said in the part 1, I am looking towards more now getting savings aside and just focusing on finishing series that I currently have as the majority of my opinion, or things that I really, books that I really want kind of thing. So yeah, I'm by no means rich or anything by any means. A lot of these are just my own books that I've already owned previously, and I've just basically added a book to the series or a couple of books to the series, and in that way that is what I am showing here. But I'm also showing you the other books in the series just so that if you want to get that series and you don't know which books are the first books in the series or whatever, you're covered. So yeah, anyway, I'm just going to try and flip through this pretty fast so that I can fit it all in 3 parts because I've still got quite a few books to go. I've kind of stacked the books on my bed here because I was starting to hurt a lot with my wrist. I'm hoping I can get something sorted soon because I go to the orthopedic surgeon this Thursday, so I'm hoping I'll be able to get an MRI and find out what needs to happen to get it better because it's driving me crazy. But yeah, so I'm going to get started here, and I'm going to start here with a box set. You may wonder why I've got a pillow in this part. It's just because my wrist is getting really sore and stuff. So I'm just going to show you these as best I can whilst I've got the pillow, and I'm going to try and use my left hand more. So it may allow you to see it better with the lighting, I don't know. So I've got the Grishaverse, I think it's the Ruin and Rising series. So which is the... So our first book is Shadow and Bone, and these are just the paperback box set that I got. I haven't read it yet, but apparently it's got bonus materials inside these paperback copies. And yeah, I sometimes buy paperbacks, I sometimes buy hardbacks. I kind of like the hardbacks for their durability, but I also like reading paperbacks at times too, so particularly floppy paperbacks. And I really like these covers, they're really, really pretty. So we've got Shadow and Bone in the Grishaverse. This is the Shadow and Bone trilogy from what I know. We've got Siege and Storm, which is book 2. And then we've got Ruin and Rising, which is book 1. Oh, book 3. Sorry. Confusing. And that is... yeah, the Shadow and Bone series. So they kind of look like that on the spine, and inside, let's see, inside, if I can show you, they've just got this little thing inside. I'm trying not to sort of, I don't want to break the spine or anything if I can avoid it. So it's got just like little picture images inside the paperback areas, which is what you can see on the side there. That's sort of showing that it does have that little image on the inside area, which is awesome. Always nice to have those things. So let's just quickly put those back in here. Just so that I can sort of stack them up in between each of these parts. I'm kind of packing the books away and getting them back on the bookshelves kind of thing, but probably wasn't the smartest thing to do with a bung wrist right now, but I just really wanted to do it. So yeah, what's done? Done. Next I also have Crazy Rich Asians box trilogy. So this is by Kevin Cowan, and obviously this has all 3 books as well. It's kind of a tighter fit with the box, but as usual I haven't read them yet, but I wanted to have them. So we've got the first one. Let's just swap these around so they're in the correct order. We've got our first one, which is Crazy Rich Asians, and I wanted these in these covers, not the movie covers, so that's why I got the box set as well in the paperbacks, because I wanted the original covers rather than the movie covers. And we got Crazy Rich Girlfriend and Rich People Problems. So I'm really happy to have these. I really love the movie. I haven't read the books yet, but that was what inspired me to get the books, was when I found out the books were, the movie was actually from a book. That was what inspired me to get it. And from what I've seen, I think there's another new series coming out soon called American Royals. Obviously I don't have it yet. Don't have it, but I did try to request it, but they didn't have any copies of it available. So yeah, maybe in the future, once they've released more parts, I might get that in a box set as well. Then I know they're all matching and all work. But hopefully I'll be able to get them in a set that looks the same as these ones, because from what I noticed, the artwork of American Royals looked very similar to the artwork of Crazy Rich Asians, which was cool. Next I've got it's the Six of Crows. I didn't actually work this very well. I didn't realise they were going to bring out a collector's edition of the Six of Crows in the Crooked Kingdom collector's edition for the Six of Crows. So I've actually got, hang on, let's see, I've actually got 2 copies of the Crooked Kingdom. I don't actually have Six of Crows in this version, but because I thought they wouldn't be releasing a collector's edition of the Crooked Kingdom, which you can see here, I got just the general hardback of the Crooked Kingdom, and then I discovered that they were releasing a collector's edition of the Crooked Kingdom. So I guess I've got 2 copies of Crooked Kingdom now, and I've just got the collector's edition of Six of Crows. But always nice to have them, and at least now I've got, as you'll notice, they're all sprayed edges, but at least now I don't have all red sprayed edges, and the books kind of match, because this version is a bit taller and a bit wider. So now we got the red and the black like it's meant to be. So I'm very happy to have those. I'm just looking at it. Oh no, it is the same size roughly. It just looks different sizes because of the pillow. But yeah, so these aren't signed, but they are just the collector's edition of the Six of Crows. I don't have any other Six of Crows books or whatever. I haven't been buying them. I don't always buy double copies or anything, so yeah, it depends. Sometimes I'll get double copies or multiple copies. Sometimes I won't. It just depends, but usually I'll just go with the one copy if that works best, just because, yeah, you can't read every copy. Next, I've also got King of Scars by Leah Bardugo. From what I know, this is just came from Booktopia, and it is a first edition limited signed edition, so it's actually signed. Yeah, I'm hoping they'll email when the next book comes out, and hopefully they'll have it signed, because they seem to have been having some of the Leah Bardugo books signed, because I had Ninth House signed as well, which was also Leah Bardugo, so fingers crossed that'll work out. Yeah, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, but Booktopia is just an Australian online bookseller, and I don't think they really ship overseas a lot, so they don't always get a lot of signed editions, and same with the bookstores, but it seems to be getting a little more common, but it's not nearly as common as in America. Same for book talks from popular American authors and stuff. That doesn't seem to happen a whole heap either, but yeah, it seems to, we're lucky to get what we do get, so yeah. Next I've got like Jay Kristoff and that, living in Australia. Well, I was lucky to see his book talk, so yeah, it happens at times anyway, and if you're lucky enough to do it, you can. So next I've got Rick Riordan's Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. So I got book 1, The Sword of Summer, book 2, The Hammer of Thor, and book 3, The Ship of the Dead. And I haven't read these yet, but obviously I wanted them. I think these are to do with his Norse mythology books, and like Greek mythology, Norse mythology. I noticed Rick Riordan does a lot of those books. I've actually got to get back to the Percy Jackson books sometime, but I'll probably start from scratch now, because I always forget where I've gone up to when it's been quite a while since last reading them, so yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm just trying to speed through things a bit here. So next I've also got, these are some special edition books that I've gotten that also came with signed book plate or signed. So we got, this is from the Fairy Loot March anniversary box, and this is Viper by Bex Hogan. It did come, if I can find it, yeah, did come signed, and it also came with an exclusive cover, so being the purple. And I know they're doing 2 books currently for December, but I postponed that because I'm hoping to get the Nevernight and God's Grave series. So, yeah. And we've also got Illuminate's Birthday by Meredith Russo. And this came with sprayed edges and a signed book plate. So, always awesome to have. I've also got a couple of Illuminate editions next. So we got Descendant of the Crane, which was an exclusive cover. It was changed to blue instead of the green, and it also came with sprayed edges and was, okay, yeah, it's a signed book plate. So I hope you can see that, by Joan He, I think it is. And from what I know, this is a solo novel. Currently, I think she said that she could add more stories, but it would be based around different characters and things like that. And I think this is the last Illuminate book that I've got. But we've got This Time Will Be Different by Misa Sugiura. And it came with a signed book plate as well. And yeah, I'm really happy to have these. It's also got yellow sprayed edges, like bright neon yellow. And yeah, so I'm not going into descriptions currently just because of the fact I'm trying to speed through these to cut down the amount of videos, cut down the amount of parts with all these books. And as I said previously, there are quite a few of these books are ones that I've had on my bookshelves for ages, hence I haven't exactly bought all of these this year. I might have bought some of them this year, but I haven't bought all of them, so yeah. But I just wanted to show them because I wanted to make sure that you could know which series go where and which books fit in where and which books come where. I don't know that that made any sense, that's all over the place. But basically, so you know if the book's a series and the other books that are in that series, pretty much. That's basically what I wanted to do with it. It is. So I probably should have had these out of the bags beforehand. I probably should have. I'll just leave what's in there. I'll have to work out what bag is which after with the things that I leave in there. I will. So I've got a couple of Fairy Loot editions here. So these are the September and October editions. So I don't want to rub the glitter off, but it's The Beautiful by Renee Ardier and Serpent and Dove by Shelby Morin. And these are both sprayed edges. Serpent and Dove has sprayed glitter edges, and The Beautiful is just like a pinkish red sprayed edge. Both came signed and also exclusive papers. So this is an exclusive Fairy Loot edition, which I love. And the Fairy Loot edition also came with underneath dust jacket cover for Serpent and Dove. I'm not sure, I'll just check with The Beautiful. I think it had, yeah, it had dust jacket artwork as well. So, always awesome to have. And it is just a signed exclusive edition of The Beautiful, so it's not a Fairy Loot exclusive. But yeah, always awesome to have. And I know I'm doing a lot of ands, but basically next books are The Dreadful by John Gwinney. This is just a normal everyday edition because I didn't know about the Goldsboro editions till after I'd gotten this. Oh, it is a first edition apparently, but it's just a first paperback edition of the normal book. It's nothing special, but it's a Time of Dread by John Gwinney, and this is book 1 of I think it's the Time of Dread series. I can't think of the exact series name. And then we've got book 2, which is A Time of Blood by John Gwinney, and this is actually a signed and numbered Goldsboro edition of A Time of Blood. It is. So let's see if we can find that. So yeah, signed and numbered, of only 150 copies total of this, and it's with Goldsboro. So awesome to have. But I basically just got this first edition, this first hardcover book, just because that way I would be able to read the series. And I was actually surprised to discover that the John Gwinney books actually have a surprising following, and they aren't actually the cheapest to get a Goldsboro edition in the first book. So I just decided that I would just get a regular edition in the first book so I can at least read the series. And I don't have any intentions on getting the second book in a normal set or whatever, like some people. I know some people like to get the second book in a normal edition to get special editions extra special and that. I'm probably not going to worry about that, just because, yeah, one copy's enough most of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes you get go a little overboard with certain copies. I won't deny that. So next I've got a few more Fairy Loot editions. There's one that I don't need to get out because I accidentally got it doubles with it. I did. So let's check which one that is. It's not that one. And I don't know if I've shown some of these, as I said before, so there may be double ups. There may not be. I don't know exactly what I've shown in hauls before or what I haven't shown because I haven't been doing them regularly. That one I don't need to show. So I'm pretty certain these are the last of the Fairy Loot edition, so I just got them all out here to show you. So first one we got is Wicked Fox by Cat Show, and this is the Fairy Loot edition. It's got like a pinkish magenta type sprayed edges. It is, if I can find it, yeah, it is signed. And yeah, obviously it's a Fairy Loot edition. And we've also got, I got Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nigan. I do have the second book still in the post somewhere. I'm hoping that it'll arrive and not get lost because I have no tracking whatsoever for this, for the edition. This does come with pink sprayed edges. And it is, let's see, can I get it up? Yeah, it is signed. But yeah, very happy to have that one. I can't wait to read Girls of Paper and Fire. Yeah, I don't have any other editions of it, just this edition, because I decided, well, I don't really need multiple copies with this one. Like, I would just get the special edition and do it that way, so that's what I've got. Then I've got To Best the Boys, which is another Fairy Loot edition. This came in the March anniversary box with Bex Hogan's Vipers, I think it is, or whichever it is, it's got Viper in the name. It came with grey sprayed edges, and it's by Mary Webber. It is, let's see, can I find it? Yeah, it is signed, and it's obviously the Fairy Loot edition. Like, I would have liked the December Fairy Loot, but I just decided that, honestly, I sort of had to make it a choice between either Nevernight and God's Grave or the December Fairy Loot, so I decided to skip December Fairy Loot and try to get Nevernight and God's Grave to finish my UK editions, because I figure otherwise I'm never going to have the chance to finish those because of the fact that they just are so expensive to get, kind of thing. So it's kind of a shame, but at the same time I know I've done the right thing anyway, so yeah. And the last one here is The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen, and this came with exclusive embossing, an exclusive underneath dust jacket, which you can see part of it there. And it also came with thing, stay inside. I've noticed too, Fairy Loot swapped from like a card for their letter to actual papery type thin paper too. And yeah, it did come signed as well. But see, you'll notice here you got like the art print and it's like on a card. I've noticed it's now starting to come on thinner paper, but it's still an Arthur letter, so you're still lucky to have it anyway. So yeah, and I think I'm just going to pause there briefly and then I will continue here, and yeah, I will be back shortly. So hey everyone, we're back. So yeah, I've swapped pillows again. I tend to have nearly every single pillow in the house in my bedroom just due to my ankles and my wrist and hand and blah blah blah. But yeah, so I'm going to keep going here. I've still got a lot of books to get through. This may end up more than 3 parts at booking, but yeah, we will see. We shall do the best we can do. So, and I just heard Lil's out in the hallway. So, what I got next, and I've obviously put it in upside down, I think. But I've got Maggie Stiefvater's Call Down the Hawk, and this is the Owl Crate Special Edition, which is the first book in the Dreamer trilogy. I think this one just came with, oh yeah, it came with an exclusive cover. Hang on, I'll take it out and show this one rather than leaving it in the packaging as I did all the others. Take it out. And so we've got our little Call Down the Hawk author letter. And then we've got our book Call Down the Hawk, which this is an exclusive cover. And then on the inside you've also got, if I can move it enough, you've got an exclusive dust jacket of Maggie Stiefvater's artwork on the inside as well, which is awesome. And of course, just give me a minute and I will show you. It is, hang on, yeah, got it. It is signed as well, so awesome. This is actually, from what I know, it can be read solo without reading the Raven Cycle. However, I've gotten out my Raven Cycle books here just because, just to show you the books in the Raven Cycle, so that in case you want to read the Raven Cycle before. I haven't actually read these yet, but I fully intend on reading them as per everything else. Get time. So the first book we've got here in the Raven Cycle is The Raven Boys. Then we've got The Dream Thieves. We've got Blue Lily Blue, and I love these covers. These covers are gorgeous. And last one in that cycle is The Raven King. So I love those, and I'm obviously very happy to have them. Yeah, so that is one of the last of the special editions. I'll probably blitz through the others without saying too much on them, just because of time. I think I will. At least that's the plans currently. Yeah, I'm just going to try and blitz through these as much as possible. When it's a special edition, I will show you a bit more of it, but otherwise, if it's not a special edition, I'll basically just show you the book and move on, because there's a lot more to go. So the first one I've got is Tony Adeyemi's Children of Blood and Bone. And that's the only one I've got. I haven't actually gotten the second book yet at all. I know it's out in like special editions and all of that, but I just decided right now, no, I can't do it right now. I will just grab one later when I can grab it, kind of thing. And I know that's got a mark in it for something. I don't know what, but oh, I didn't know that had that in there. It's kind of cool. I guess that one's been marked on its way to me. But I just discovered cool patterns on the inside, and just discovered a dint on the dust jacket, but all good. So I've got City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, is it? And The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. So this is book 1 here and book 2 here. I think they're adult fantasy novels, basically. I do have book 3 on pre-order, but when it arrives, well, it arrives, but that'll be, obviously won't be till release date. But I love these covers, and I did just discover, I didn't realise, But this one has these cool patterns on the inside, whereas this one's just plain sort of orange or yellow. So that's cool. I just noticed that and thought it was a cool little feature, even though it's just a normal unsigned edition. Whoops, and I'm just dropping books. I hope I didn't damage that one then. Yeah, I'd say that mark's in the plastic. So I'll just leave that one down there and move these down. So next ones I've got, and I might have shown some of these, I'm not sure. I've got Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Sorry, this is kind of awkward with one hand. Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I'm just going to try using it, even though it'll hurt. I'm going to do it anyway. Morning Sun by Pierce Brown. And from what I know, they're a little dusty. Why am I saying that right now? I don't know. These are the first three in the Red Rising trilogy. But then we also have, and give me a minute, Lils. Lily's decided to come in. We also have the next two, and this is just a general edition. So I have Iron Gold, which is a Red Rising novel, and so this is like a spin-off of the Red Rising trilogy. And I also have, and you probably would have seen this if you watched my Fake Rate unboxing, I have 2 copies of Dark Age. One of these copies is actually Goldsboro, and as you can tell it's got black sprayed edges and is a signed and numbered edition. I'm hoping to get the second one, the final one, in the Goldsboro, but I guess we'll see when the time comes. And the other copy of Dark Age that we have, and they're slightly different with the colours of the covers, is just from Fake Rate with an author letter, and yeah, I did stick it in, and a little book plate to stick it in. And obviously one's the UK edition, one's the US edition, but always nice to have. And yeah, I wish that I had Iron Gold in the Goldsboro edition, but you have what you have, so make do with what you've got. At least I've got the book to read, so that's what matters. So next I've also got, and I keep going next, and but I've got the Shadow Me series by Tahara Murphy. So these aren't first editions by any means, but they do come with deckled edges. We've also got, excuse me, Clumsy Klutz Moments. Got Unravel Me by Tahara Murphy. All these are Tahara Murphy. Ignite Me. And I love how they've all got the eye kind of feature on them. Restore Me by Tahara Murphy. And Defy Me by Tahara Murphy. And I can't remember where I got this one from, but it was a signed first edition, so it does have a signature just in there. So, awesome. I'm not doing very well at this with bung hand. So, what's next? I'm just trying to blitz through these. So next I've got The White Tiger by Kylie Chan. This is a Dark Heavens trilogy. This one is book 1, and it did come with a ribbon bookmark, but I actually discovered, I think, oops, bugger, I hope that didn't get damaged then. Might have gotten a little creased, I'm not sure. It just slipped off the top. I was wondering if that might happen. I don't know if you saw that, but it just went. But yeah, I think I got this one like a reduced price somewhere for brand new with the ribbon bookmark. But I couldn't actually find the other two in the hardback edition, so it's just purple with silver. It's obviously not signed or anything, but so I just ended up having to settle after looking for ages on just the paperback edition. So we've also got Red Phoenix, which is book 2, and Blue Dragon, which is book 3. So maybe they're not all matching hardcovers or something, but you get what you can get kind of thing. So, and from what I know, I think it just says, the serpent sleeps buried in the silken mud at the bottom of the sea. The water is freezing and dark and suffocating. The serpent awakes and shifts, raising the mud in a floating cloud. The serpent cries, there is no answer. That's what it says on the back of the first book. So, quite intriguing and interesting. I'm not sure where to go with these sometimes with grabbing the next one. But I've also got The Young World by Chris Weitz. And as I said, a lot of these are books I've already had on my bookshelf for ages now. So, yeah. So this is book 1 in the Young World series. Then I've also got book 2, The New Order by Chris Weitz, I think it is. And I've also got The Revival by Chris Weitz. And I actually couldn't get this one in paperback. I could only get it in hardcover, so that's what I got it in. I got it in a hardcover book. But always good to have it anyway, so I'm not going to pick too much because at least I've got it and I can read them. So that's better than nothing. I've also got these ones. So this is Dance of Shadows by Yelena Black and Dance of Fire by Yelena Black. From what I know, I think it's like a duology, but it's based around, I think, dancing. So it says 1 step into passion, 2 steps into danger, 3 steps and there's no going back. So watch the dance come alive, animate this cover, see inside to animate this cover. So I'm not sure how that's done. I didn't see that till now. This has just been, I got it basically from a book depository, book grocer store, which is like a bookstore that sells books that are sort of going out of print or all of that, so for a reduced price. Okay, so that's just using a special app, which I don't have. But yeah, I was actually very lucky to find the second and final book in that one. I thought I wasn't going to, and then all of a sudden I just found it, and it's like, oh, that's lucky. It was. I've also got The Lux by Anna Godberson, I think it is. I actually couldn't get these in the original cover editions. I could only get one more in there because I had one of these for ages. And so I got these ones, but for some reason all of these ones seem to be just peeling really easily with the actual cover as it stands. Like, it's got a slight crease on there that I didn't cause and stuff, and it's all and like folded pages, which obviously I don't dog-ear pages, but it's just seems to be losing the colour of the covers off on the where the creases are and stuff. But yeah, there's not really much that can be done about that. I'm guessing it's just the type of cover that's used. So we've got The Lux, Rumours, Envy, and I much prefer these covers, but unfortunately I couldn't get them all, and Splendor. And I really, really love those two back ones. It's just a shame I couldn't also get the first two in those covers, because the back ones don't seem to have the issue with the type of paper it is peeling. So I'm not sure what's causing that, but yeah, nothing much I can do about it if I want them finished, because it's just going to be the same books that are sent again. So yeah. I also got The Deathless Girls by Karen Millwood Hargrave, and this is just obviously an unsigned edition, but I'm just going to show you the embossing on this cover because it's so beautiful. And inside you've also got this gorgeous inside dust, not dust jacket, but inside papers, which are really pretty and foresty and very mysterious. Just while I close this over, basically this is apparently about Dracula's brides and how two of the girls, two girls fall in love with each other. It says, I used to think to make people afraid was a curse, an awful thing, but I'd love for them to fear me. I want them to look at me and weep. So awesome, and I really love this cover and the gold and everything. It's just amazing. It really is. I also have these ones, which I guess are kind of spooky ones, and I'm not sure if I should or not, but I've been wondering if I should start looking at like trying to do some vlogs or not. I'll see, it depends on time, but I'm wondering if people would be interested in seeing me do like reading vlogs. But it's kind of, the reason why I've been hesitating is because I don't always have a lot that I can do, because I can't get outside, or I can't, not that I can't get outside, I can kind of get outside at my house, but I can't get out and do a lot just because of my wrist and ankles and everything. But yeah, so I've got Ghost House by Alexandra Adornetto, and yeah, I guess with the vlogs I was just wondering, would people be interested in me seeing if I could work out a way of doing an interesting vlog, even though it'll mostly be around my house for now, because yeah, I can't sort of get out much just because of my injuries and stuff. But yeah, so I've got Ghost House by Alexandra Adornetto, and from what I know, I think this is like a trilogy of books because it has the same characters. I've also got Haunted by Alexandra Adornetto, and it took me a while to find these ones actually available, because I thought the second and the third seemed to be out of print, but I've then found them. So Lament by Alexandra Adornetto, and from what I know, this is to do with ghosts and talking to ghosts and abilities and things like that, so creepy kinds of things. And that one's also losing some of the cover of the spine. Oh well, nothing much I can do about it. It is what it is. What happens, happens. Doesn't mean I necessarily like it, but I've kind of learnt there's no point stressing or worrying about it. Better to just enjoy the books as you've got them. So I've also got A Winter's Promise, The Mirror Visitor, Book 1 by Christelle Dabos, and The Mirror Visitor, Book 2 by Christelle Dabos, The Missing of Claire de Lune. And from what I know, the reason I got these is partly because it's a fantasy book, but partly also because I was interested in seeing how a book that's originally written in a different language translates into English, and just how it sort of works. So I just wanted to read something that was basically written in a different language, and how it comes across once it's translated to English, and how the story flows and works and all of that. So I'm excited about those. I also have The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is one that I got a personalised bookplate from Samantha Shannon for it. I got it from YA Chronicles or something like that, basically a book box. The only reason I really bought it, because I'm not so keen on their book box, is just because I really wanted a hardcover personalised copy of this book by Samantha Shannon, and I'm so happy to have it. I, as usual, haven't read it, but it sounds totally up my alley anyway, and I'm always interested now in trying different writings and seeing how things work. Like, I think this one's fantasy, which is my main genre that I love, but I really do like trying all different types of genres these days, because you never know what you're going to love. You never do. And then I think I'm going to do these couple, and then I'm just going to pause again, and then I'll come back and do the last few for this part. Just because I'm not sure how much time has gone currently, and I just want to work it out. I've just realised I'm not looking at the camera a lot, I'm all over the place kind of thing. Yeah, I guess a bit of nerves, a bit of awkwardness with the hand and wrist and everything, but yeah. So the next ones I've got are 2 Goldsboro editions, and this one is Blood Orange, which is a thriller book by Harriet Tice, and it's not sprayed edges, but it is signed, lined and dated, I think it is. So it's got like the quote, "Actions have consequences, Harriet Tice," and the date. So it's not signed and numbered, it's signed, lined and dated. So always awesome to have though, and it sounds really, really good. And I've also then got Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zuzak, and this is a Goldsboro edition too. It does have sprayed edges, like these orangey brown sprayed edges, and it is signed and numbered. So it's one of 500 copies by the author, and it's signed by Marcus Zuzak. I did see Marcus Zuzak talking about this at the Writers' Festival that I went to in May. I hadn't actually read it at the time. I still haven't read it, but I've got good intentions to read it. It's just, yeah, getting to everything, because I've got so many books to read, and my colouring and art, and yeah. But anyway, I'm going to pause there for a minute and pack some of these away, then get some of these, get the rest of this part recorded. As I said, a lot of these are books that I already had ordered before. Some I just pulled them out because I wanted to show you the other books that I got that continues those series, so you know how the series goes. And yeah, and what books are in there. And yeah, I will see you shortly. So hey everyone, I really didn't realise these would take so long to do, but yeah, I guess yearly kind of does take a bit longer than not yearly. I've just realised the camera looks a little crooked too, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm going to try and blitz through. I've got a last bit of a pile here, and then I've still got a bit of a pile down here to go through. I think the third part will probably be a lot shorter than the first 2 parts. Yeah, I guess I did my best, and I just realised I've packed away my Aurora Rising book that I was reading. Whoops! Oh well. But yeah, I'll sort that out after. But yeah, so I'm just going to do the best I can to try and blitz through it. I know they've ended up a lot longer than I was expecting to. I didn't mean for that to happen, but it's what happened, and I guess it's what happens when you have a lot to show. So yeah, I will do this. It probably wouldn't have been so much too if I hadn't have been talking during it about some of the things. But yeah, or just general things anyway. But yeah, I guess it is what it is, and yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. So the next books that I'm going to bring in is A Cage by Megan Shepherd. Hello, Lils. So this is the author of The Madman's Daughter. I don't have that and haven't read it, but yeah, we've got The Cage, which is book 1, The Hunt, which is book 2, and I actually like the colour scheme with this set. And then we've also got The Gauntlet, which is book 3. And these did take quite a long time to hunt down in the hardcover versions, just because of the fact that hardcover's now kind of out of print, I guess, with the UK versions, or with these versions. You don't seem to be able to find them in hardcover anymore, so, because they've been out for a while, I guess, and stuff like that. So it took me forever, but I finally found them all in hardcover, so I'm happy to have them. And yeah, I feel very lucky, and it's all very much sort of matching colour tones, like those deserty sort of colour tones, which I love. Then I've probably shown some of these before, I can't remember which ones, but I've got the Harry Potter Hufflepuff editions and 20th anniversary editions. So these are the yellow and black stripes with the sprayed edges. I thought that book looked a bit curved then, but it's not. So hang on, I just showed the top one. So we'll put them in the correct order. So we've got, firstly, I've got Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. This is the Hufflepuff edition, and I'm only collecting the hardcovers in the Hufflepuff editions. Then we've got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in the Hufflepuff edition. And finally, we've also got Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban in the Hufflepuff edition. I know the 4th book, Goblet of Fire, is coming out in, I think it's January 2020 in the Hufflepuff edition. And so I'm kind of, I guess, collecting these just because, well, I want to. And I actually am a Hufflepuff. Yellow's not really my colour, as you can tell, but yeah, that's the house that I suited when I did the sorting quiz. So yeah, that's the books I chose to get. For some reason I was kind of hoping for Gryffindor, but really when I think about it, Hufflepuff is more me. So yeah, and I'm not going to show this the books before this one again, because I did it in one of my other videos online, but I've got Kingdom of Ash here, the final book in the Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass series. The reason I decided not to show the other books in this series again was just because I know for sure when I was looking through previous videos to try and work out what I'd showed, what I hadn't, I know for sure that I showed up to the second last book, so I decided I would just show this one. But the Throne of Glass series is pretty easy to come across the list of the series because it is so popular. But yeah, my copy did unfortunately come a bit damaged, but I got a bit of a refund because of it. But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to show this one anyway, because this was one that I definitely bought myself. But yeah, I didn't show the others just because, well, yeah, I know for sure that I have showed them in another video, so. And if you want to find that one, you can for sure find it on my YouTube channel as well, because that one is in my book hauls, I think it's book hauls and something else playlist, so yeah. I also got George R.R. Martin, Fire and Blood, A History of the Targaryen Kings, from Aegon the Conqueror to Aegon the Third, and I just butchered all of that. So, This is basically to do with a history of the Targaryens before the takeover of Robert Baratheon, when the dragons and everything were destroyed. So, and it comes with these awesome end papers. So, I was very happy to have that one. I know for a while there, I think Book Depository was offering a signed Booktopia, not Book Depository. Booktopia was offering signed copies of these, but they're no longer available, so, and I decided not to get one just because I already had this one. So, yeah, pretty much I just decided to stick with the one copy rather than getting a second one, even though it might be signed. I just decided that I would rather just stick with the one rather than buy another. Sorry, I'm having to just lean across to move the book piles over a bit as I do this. So, next series I've got is Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. And I forgot to say that Harry Potter was by J.K. Rowling. If I have forgotten to say some of the authors' names, my apologies, it's not deliberate. Yeah, there's just a lot to go through, and I guess, yeah, I'm not always thinking clearly. So we got Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins, which is book 1. Miss Mayhem by Rebel Hawkins, which is book 2. And Renegades by Rebel Belle, which is book 3. I'm pretty certain that's the order of them anyway. But yeah, I'm not deliberately leaving out the authors' names by any means. I guess it's just I'm trying to hurry through, and sometimes I might just forget to say it because I've got so many to go through, and I don't want to make things too long because they're already pretty long. So, yeah. And I probably keep saying that. But yeah. So next ones I've got is just the US editions of Caraval. So we've got Caraval by Stephanie Garber. At least I did say the name. Then we've also got Legendary by Stephanie Garber. And Finale by Stephanie Garber. So these are just the regular US editions. I sort of preferred those to the UK ones, but I did manage to get a set of the Fairy Loot exclusive set, which I haven't received yet, which I guess is a special edition set that I kind of preferred to some of the others. So that's the set that I've got, which I'm happy about. And I have read Caraval, which reminds me I need to keep that aside rather than packing it away, because I've got to do a book review of that, and I've probably packed away, I know I've packed away Aurora Rising, which I'm currently reading, and yeah, I've really been all over the place. So, another set that I finally managed to find the book of to finish was the Emerald Atlas, the Book of Beginning trilogy by John Stephens, and I've been looking forever. The first 2 books I've had forever because I happened to find them at my local book grocers years and years ago for reduced price. I think I paid like $5 a book at the time. So we got the Emerald Atlas, the Fire Chronicle, and these were the 2 that I found at book grocer. And then finally, after ages of searching, I somehow found the Black Reckoning, which is book 3. So it's a bit of a different cover. It's more shiny, but take what you can get kind of thing. At least I've got it, so I can read the full series. So I'm very happy about that, because I've got some series I haven't been able to finish just because the books are no longer in print and you can't find them anywhere and blah blah blah. So I got very lucky there. And I'm not totally sure what it's about, but I know it's a fantasy series. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't exactly know how to explain it, but I just know that it's a fantasy series, which is why I picked it up at the time. I've also got Pawn by Amy Carter, Captive by Amy Carter, and Queen by Amy Carter. And this is from the Black Coat Rebellion series. From what I know, it's something to do with Kitty Doe and changing her rank and becoming a different person, and then learning how to be who she is, and how to get the better of corrupt governments and things like that. So it's like different races and castes, and I guess beating the government and the people who are corrupt and who don't really care about those who struggle or who are different and all of that. I know I'm not explaining it that well, but probably the best way to explain it is just, for Kitty Doe, it seems like an easy choice. She can either spend her life as a 3 in misery, looked down upon by the higher ranks, and forced to leave the people she loves, or she can become a V7 and join the most powerful family in the country. If she says yes, Kitty will be masked, surgically transformed into Lilla Hart, the Prime Minister's niece, who died under mysterious circumstances. As a member of the Hart family, she will be famous, she will be adored, and for the first time she will matter. There's only one catch. She must also stop the rebellion that Lilla secretly fostered, the same one that got her killed, and one Kitty believes in. Faced with threats, conspiracies, and a life that's not her own, she must decide which path to choose, and learn how to become more than a pawn in a twisted game she's only beginning to understand. So yeah, that sounds cool. So I hope that kind of explains a bit what the books are about, because I'm not doing a very good job explaining them at all. Yeah, I'm not very good at that. I also have this book was given to me by a friend, which has founded a local Vinnie's, or basically second-hand store. This is one of the Temperance Brennan books by Kathy Reichs. And if you watch the Temperance Brennan TV show Bones, that's what those shows are based on, these books, and I'm slowly trying to collect some of the books in the Temperance Brennan series by Kathy Reichs. And I was very lucky my friend found that one and gave it to me. So the next ones that I have, and these are all very mismatched with the book covers because I've bought them all over time with getting them, is Kathy Reichs' Viral series. And from what I know, this Tori Brennan, I think it's based on Temperance Brennan's daughter for a set of 5 books. You'll notice it does have a bit of little areas where the papers come off and stuff like that. So it's forensics, and it says, Tori Brennan is fascinated by bones and dead bodies as her famous aunt. Also, it's based on her. She's the Temperance Brennan is her aunt. As her famous aunt, forensic anthropologist Temp Brennan. However, living on the secluded island off Charleston in South Carolina, there is not much opportunity to put her knowledge to the test, until she and her group of technophile friends stumble across a shallow grave containing the remains of a girl who has been missing for over 30 years. With the cold case murder suddenly hot, Tori realizes they are involved in something fatally dangerous, and when they rescue a sick dog from a laboratory on the same island, it becomes evident that somehow the two events are linked. On the run from forces they don't understand, they only have each other to fall back on, until they succumb to a mysterious infection that heightens their senses and hones their instincts to impossible levels. It's becoming clear that the island is home to a secret that has driven men to kill once and will drive them to kill again. So it's like a forensics crime book. So we got Virals, which is book 1, Seizures, which is book 2, and obviously these aren't necessarily the covers you'll find. Mine are all over the place because I found 3 of them at book grocers and then just got the others recently. Code, which is book 3, Exposure, which is book 4, and Terminal, which is book 5. And these are all over the place just because of the fact that, yeah, I've just gotten them all over the place over time. I also have The Eye of Mines by James Dashner. And I have book 1, which is The Eye of Mines, book 2, which is The Rule of Thoughts, and this is the Mortality Doctrine, I think the series is called, and book 3, which is The Game of Lives. And these are obviously different sizes, but you get what you can to finish it. So yeah, it'll probably drive me crazy, but at least I've got them. So then I've got a couple more sets, I think it is. So first one I've got here, this is a contemporary set. I'm not sure if it's based on continuing after some of her other books, but it's called Nowhere But Here by Katie McGarry and a Thunder Road novel. So this is a trilogy, I think, from what I know, and it's a contemporary novel based around people and finding their lives and their, I guess, like romance or something, or like family. I'm not totally sure. All I know is that it's to do with a bike club and family within the bike club being family, and she's the daughter of one of the club's members. But yeah, I'm not sure everything about it. I just know it's a contemporary set of novels. And we've got Nowhere But Here, Walk the Edge by Katie McGarry, and Long Way Home by Katie McGarry. And from what I know, those are the 3 in this series or trilogy. I'm not sure if there are more, but I haven't collected them. I just finished those ones because from what I could work out, those 3 were the 3 books in that trilogy. But I just know that it's a contemporary novel and very much based around contemporary events and lifestyles and a contemporary storyline. And I've also got Lucy Powery, The Paper and Heart Society, Find Your People. This is another contemporary novel about trying to fit in and not wanting to go to parties and being awkward and yeah, finding your life and friends and things like that. I really feel I'm doing a lousy job at describing what these books are, because I really don't have much of an idea about any of them because it was so long ago that I got some of these that I do not remember the descriptions. So yeah, I'm doing my best anyway. Next I have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. So I just got the paperback copies of these because I found them in my local Kmart or something for low cost. So we got A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and from what I know this is about Fae and their court and things like that. And yeah, I don't really know a lot about it. I got them because it was Sarah J Maas and I was hoping to read them soon, but I haven't had a chance. So yeah, and we've also got A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then finally the last book is A Court of Frost and Starlight. I think there's possibly another one coming out in this series, but I don't know, I might leave it at that. I'm not sure, I haven't fully decided yet, but I will definitely be working that out. I will. But it's obviously not out yet anyway, so no need to worry about it right now. And I've got, I think it's 2 more sets. I have shown 2 of these before. So before I showed this Liza of Lochlamora 10th Anniversary Edition, and I previously showed The Lies of Lochlamora by Scott Lynch and Red Skies Under Red Seas by Scott Lynch, and I've since received The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. I probably won't do this in every video with showing each of the books in the series. From now on I'll probably just show them solo. At times I might even just change it, rather than doing a yearly one, change it to per month, because it just takes way too long and too much time with all of them. But yeah, it's what it is right now. But yeah, I'm thinking next time I might just try and do it as a monthly ones rather than a yearly one, because it just takes too long. Excuse me. And then lastly, for a second part, I have the Medarin Chronicles by Lynette Noni. And so the first one that I'm showing here is a series of short stories, We Three Heroes. And I think this is the correct order of the book series, but well, my throat's catching. We've got Akani, then Rayella, then I think it's Dracora, I hope that's right. Then Greyvale. Just looking at the back, I think that is right because it shows the previous books, fortunately. And then lastly, we've got the Vardeja. Vardeja, I think it is. And this one actually is signed, if I can get it to that page, wherever it is. So it's signed by Lynette Noni, and it's also a YA Chronicles edition. So yeah, I'm going to just sit those over here for a minute. Yeah, I really hope you're enjoying this anyway. Sorry it is taking so long. I really didn't expect it to take so long. And yeah, probably for future things I'll probably just do a monthly thing and show them from there rather than showing the previous series like I'm doing this time. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that anyway. I'm going to leave it at that for part 2. Yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. I always love hearing from you. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye!